Straight ahead on CCX News, an oath of office and a historic day in Brooklyn Center. Plus,
they can walk in and be seen by a provider right away.
What's new in Brooklyn Park and coming soon to a grocery store near you. But first, it's been one of Maple Grove's more crash-prone intersections. See if recent changes are making it safer. CCX News starts right now. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. It's been one of Maple Grove's most dangerous intersections. Elm Creek Boulevard and County Road 81 has had its fair share of crashes over the years. One was even fatal. Reporter Meredith Hackler joins us live at the intersection with how changes Hennepin County has made have helped decrease the number of accidents.
Shannon, 10 to 15,000 people travel through this intersection every day. I mean, you can tell just by how much traffic is taking place right now. Now, with all that traffic daily, there are around half a dozen crashes taking place every single year. But now, Hennepin County officials say that will no longer be the case. The intersection of Elm Creek Boulevard and County Road 81 has had its fair share of dangerous accidents. Here's video from one CCX News covered back in 2016.
We do an annual report and we look for hot spots where you might see crashes. And the randomness of crashes is difficult to really predict, but this one stood out because there was a frequency and it caught the public's eye, it caught the city's eye, caught our eye.
Now at the beginning of 2019, there's good news. Hennepin County officials met us at the intersection to tell us about it.
We were experiencing approximately 5 to 6 crashes per year. About half of those are right angles. In 2018, the crashes decreased to 2 crashes in that year.
And that decrease in the number of crashes comes from Hennepin County and the city of Maple Grove taking action to make the intersection safer for drivers.
Some of the changes that we've made include repainting the signals. You can see that they're bright yellow. We changed the signal heads. They used to be an arrow. And to increase visibility of the signal heads, it was changed to be a circular indication, a ball, and additional head was added to the right side.
The county's annual review labeled this area as a hotspot and took crash reports into consideration when implementing changes.
We have seen the reduction in crashes. We've also seen people were indicating that they could not see the traffic signal. They just did not see the signal. And that's gone.
Even though car accidents are random, officials are optimistic the changes here will make the intersection a safer one.
I think it's nice that you see a positive impact to some of the changes because crashes are so random, it's difficult to predict what the outcome's going to be.
Now, Hennepin County has spent around $15,000 on safety improvements in this intersection, and as you just heard, it truly has helped make it safer. But now this intersection is facing a new issue. Officials with Hennepin County say people are regularly running red lights at this intersection. They're currently working with Maple Grove Police to tackle this new safety issue. Live in Maple Grove, Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
All right, thank you, Meredith. Now, police run into all kinds of quirky situations when out on patrol, but recently Osseo police stumbled upon something out of the ordinary. Some people thought this was a meme spread on social media when Osseo police posted this on their Twitter page on December 26th. But the picture is actually very real and it's gone viral. One of the officers pulled over a Jimmy John's driver for speeding. When the officer got close to the vehicle, she got a free smell, and it wasn't a sandwich, and that's no pickle, it's marijuana.
No, it's not an edible. It was in a plastic bag inside the sandwich, but ended up, I think it was a good hiding spot for him is what it was. And so I give our officer kudos for paying attention and going ahead and finding that marijuana.
The Jimmy John's driver is facing possession drug charges, which could result in a fine. History was made Wednesday morning in Brooklyn Center as a man of Liberian descent was sworn in as mayor. A crowd of supporters and well-wishers watched as Mike Elliott took the oath of office to be the next mayor of Brooklyn Center. Elliott lived in Liberia as a boy and came to live in Brooklyn Center when he was 11. He graduated from Brooklyn Center High School and says the city is an important part of who he is.
Going forward, it's about me getting out in the community, continuing to talk to people and get people engaged, get people involved in city making. I think that we will be successful when we can bring people to the table.
Elliott has had a few receptions planned to celebrate with supporters and the Liberian community as well. He will preside over his first city council meeting on January 14th. A former Brooklyn Park City Council member has died. Dean Heng served on the City Council from 2009 through 2012. He passed away a few days before Christmas after battling cancer. Heng served in the Vietnam War. During his time on the City Council, Heng made reducing crime his top priority. He is survived by his wife of 50 years. A celebration of his life will take place this Saturday at 11 a.m. at Washburn-McReevy Glen Haven Chapel in Crystal. Dean Heng was 75 years old. It's never fun to spend time waiting at the doctor's office, but now there are more options. Same-day care is available, including a couple of locations here in the northwest suburbs. We get more now from Eric Nelson.
They can walk in, be seen by a provider right away, and be on their way to the pharmacy, which is co-located to all our locations, and then can do some grocery shopping if they have that to do as well.
Who says Iowa and Minnesota can't get along? Des Moines-based Hy-Vee and Elliott Health System out of Minneapolis have teamed up. Elliott now has 4 everyday clinics at Hy-Vee grocery stores in the Twin Cities, including one in Brooklyn Park, which opened up today.
We offer walk-in care for patients with minor medical conditions. We also offer basic services like immunizations or sports physicals.
Everyday clinics are part of a recent trend in medical care.
I think patients are looking for a way to be seen without having to go through a lot of phone calls or online searches to find care. They want to be seen now in a place that's convenient to them.
Elliott debuted an everyday clinic at the Robbinsdale Hy-Vee in September. So far, business has been steady at that store and the other locations.
The other sites have ramped up really nicely as the fall cold and flu season has hit, and we see anywhere from 8 to 12 to 15 patients a day in each location.
No appointment is necessary, and everyday clinics are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
And there are more clinics to come. Elliott plans to open an everyday clinic in New Hope in February and another in Plymouth in April. A new year brings new laws, and one of them aims to reduce surprises on medical bills. A new federal rule requires hospitals to list their prices online. It's supposed to help people avoid making the countless phone calls to figure out how much it will cost to deliver a baby or get an X-ray. CCX News did a little bit of digging on what it costs to deliver a baby at local hospitals. According to the nonprofit Minnesota Hospital Association, the average charge per day is slightly above the average at all Minnesota hospitals. At Maple Grove Hospital, the average charge is about $2,600, while at North Memorial Health Hospital in Robbinsdale, the average charge is $2,700. For all Minnesota hospitals, the average charge is $2,200. The prices you see are solely the cost of hospital services and does not include separate physician charges. A new year brought a cute bundle of joy to a family at Maple Grove Hospital. The very first baby in the Twin Cities was born at Maple Grove Hospital. Claire Sharmalee came into the world at 12:08 a.m. New Year's Day. She is the third child of the family. Her siblings are 2 and 4 years old. Maple Grove Hospital is off to a busy start after a very busy year. The hospital had more than 4,800 deliveries last year, and on one day in August, 24 babies were delivered in 24 hours. Still ahead, if you've been to a Minnesota sporting event, you might have heard this Plymouth woman sing the national anthem. Plus, holiday hockey tournament highlights, including Wayzata versus Benilde boys. But first, a winter warm-up is in store for later this week as temperatures are expected to rise above 40 degrees. At every major sporting event in the United States, play doesn't begin until someone performs the Star-Spangled Banner. More often than not, our national anthem is sung by someone who has the vocal range to make the song sound very beautiful. Delane Cleveland introduces us to a Plymouth woman who has had several hundred national anthem performances on her resume.
41 days a year, thousands of fans pack into Target Center to watch the Minnesota Timberwolves. For those who get to the arena early enough, they'll see the players go through pregame rituals, which include getting in some extra shots or jumping rope to help with their conditioning. But away from the bright lights of the court, Stephanie Verone has a pregame routine of her own. She's a singer-songwriter from Plymouth who's considered as Minnesota's go-to national anthem singer.
I love singing the song. It's fresh for me every single time. It means a lot to me.
The song has been intertwined with sports since the military band played it during the 1918 World Series at the height of World War I.
It shows huge respect towards America when you take off your hat.
It's just very powerful. It brings people together. Everybody knows it.
For Stephanie, whose father and two sons have a military background, the anthem is special because it honors those who served.
They're willing to die for us, and that to me is super powerful. So this is a way I can give back to our troops.
And give back she does. To date, Stephanie says she's performed the anthem more than 300 times at stadiums such as Fenway Park in Boston, Wrigley Field in Chicago, and most of the Twin Cities sports venues.
The community of Minneapolis has been very, very supportive, especially the Timberwolves and the Lynx. The organization here has been nothing but awesome.
Please welcome Stephanie.
Before the December 1st game against the Boston Celtics, Twin Cities residents had yet another opportunity to show their support for Stephanie. A fitting tribute for veterans and a song for the people. In Minneapolis, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
And when she's not singing the national anthem, you can see Stephanie singing with a group called Starlet's Web. For more information on Stephanie and a schedule of her upcoming performances, visit our website, ccxmedia.org. Still ahead, students might be on winter break, but they're still getting a science lesson in. But first, the Park Center girls basketball team hosts a pair of holiday tournament games. Jay Wilcox has the highlights up next.
Local hockey and basketball teams traveled near and far for holiday tournament action. Today, a recap of how some of the squads fared. The Breck girls hockey team faced Brainerd-Little Falls in the Walzer Invitational Championship in Edina. The Warriors score first, but Breck answers on Emily Zumwinkle's power play goal, and it's 1-1. In the second period, Breck's Sadie Lindsay breaks in alone and makes a nice move for the goal, and it's 2-1 Mustangs. Brainerd levels it at 2 as Cheyenne Hebert is left open in front and tucks in the backhander. Then 65 seconds into the third period, the shot deflects over to Abby Polkamp, and she buries it for a 3-2 Warriors lead. And watch the effort by Hebert later in the third as she muscles past two Breck defenders and sets up Polkamp for another goal. Brainerd-Little Falls wins the title game 4-2 over Breck. Maple Grove placed 4th. In boys hockey, Benilde hosted the Tradition in the Park tournament, which also featured two other strong local teams. The host Red Knights faced Wayzata in round 2. Benilde starts fast, already leading 1-0. Adam Marshall steals the puck and sets up Blake Messenberg for the goal, and it's 2-0 Red Knights less than 4 minutes in. Then the BSM centering pass is fanned on by Wayzata defender. Defenseman Nate Schweitzer buries the wrist shot for a 3-0 lead 6.5 minutes in. Wayzata gets on the board on the rush as Jack Kimlinger sets up Joel Matthews for the goal. The Trojans are within 3-1 after 1. Then down 4-1 in the second, Wayzata's Joe Tomzik shoots and it deflects off Tommy Bergsland and in. And Wayzata pulls within 4-2. But they can overcome that slow start fully, and Benilde wins this one. Marshall is the trailer on this rush, and he hacks the shot in as Benilde wins it 6-3. They went 3-0 in the tournament. Maple Grove faced top-ranked Minnetonka in round 2 of that tournament. Minnetonka's James Miller shoots, and watch the great deflection by Teddy Lagerbeck for the goal. The Skippers go up 2-0 in the second. Hunter Newhouse banks it ahead to start a 2-on-1 rush. The puck is knocked loose, but Griffin Streeter following the play knocks it in, and Tonka goes up 3-0 and then later 4-0. Third period, and Maple Grove gets on the board as Justin Janicki comes out of the corner and zips the shot home on a power play. And then after a turnover by the Skippers, Ryan Williams sets up Janicki in the slot as Maple Grove pulls within 4-2, but that's as close as they get. Minnetonka wins 5-2. It's Maple Grove's first loss of the season. Also, the Totino Grace boys playing in the Bronze Division Schwann Cup final against University School of Milwaukee. Down 2-0, Grace gets it going. Jake Wasek bangs in the rebound. And then with just over a minute to play in the period, Kyle Heffron gets behind the defense. His first shot is stopped, but he tucks in the rebound, and that makes it 2-all. Milwaukee team gets the next two, but Grace keeps fighting. Jack Bonfie sets up Colin Nielsen for the one-timer goal, and it's 4-3. But the Eagles are shut out the rest of the way, and University School-Milwaukee wins it 5-3. In girls basketball, Park Center hosted a two-day, 8-team holiday showcase. The Pirates taking on Minnetonka in round 2. Lauren Frost gets the steal and sends it ahead to Aaliyah Ragulin for the layup, and an 11-6 lead for the Pirates. Ragulin scores 3 first-half buckets. Tanae Griffin flashes open underneath, and Frost finds her for 2 of her 14 points. Park Center's up 21-12. Park Center likes to press. Frost with the steal here, and then a great no-look pass to Kayla Cox for the layup, plus a foul. A great sequence there for the Pirates. And then check out a reverse layup by Frost on the baseline. After thumping Lakeville North, Park Center follows with a win over Minnetonka to improve to 8-2 this season. In boys hoops, Armstrong is on a good roll after a couple of early losses. The Falcons meeting Roseville in round 2 of the Bethel tournament. Armstrong jumps on the Raiders from the start. Devin Fry hits a 3 from the top of the key for an early 9-0 lead. Then it's good quick passing for the Falcons. It results in an open look for Dylan Iniger, and he buries a 3 for an 18-7 Armstrong lead. Next time, Iniger is cut off on the drive to the lane, but he finds Fry cutting for a layup. Fry scores a team-high 15 for Armstrong. Ben-Hur Solomon gets the offensive rebound and finds Jake Breitbach, who beats the halftime buzzer. Armstrong rolls past Roseville to finish 2-0 in the tournament. They are now 6-2. That's all for sports. CCX News continues in a moment.
And finally, a slimy way to enjoy winter break. Children gathered at the Crystal Community Center Wednesday morning for a class on the science of slime. The kids learned about the chemistry of slime, and then they got to make several different versions of the gooey substance, which, by the way, if you don't know, consists of glue, shaving cream, and contact lens solution. The hope is that a hands-on activity like this one will help inspire kids to be more interested in science.
Well, I think in all of our classes, it's really the focus on how do you make science fun, and how do you make it interactive, and how do you make it approachable, and especially at their age, right?
This is just one class offered by the Minneapolis-based organization Snapology. They're doing other classes for children in Crystal later this month involving robots and drones. And that's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here on Thursday starting at 4 o'clock.